Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and also welcome back to another Throwback Thursdays. This is the 21st or first episode, and we're going over the seventh album by Kylie Minogue called Light Years. This came out in 2000, like exactly on 2000. I am a huge Kylie fan, huge Kylie. My divas pretty much are Kylie, Gaga, and sometimes Beyonce. But and Cher is the goddess, of course. But so I've been following her. She's been inside my, actually, that's a lie. I followed her when I was in a space where I knew who she was and what she was singing and kind of putting songs together. So I think what really got me into her officially was Fever, when I can acknowledge that this is Kylie, this is a song by Kylie kind of thing. But I have heard a lot of or a handful of her songs of the 80s a lot, even the 90s. I've heard it throughout my childhood, and I always didn't really know who it was. And I do remember her voice being very distinct. So I was like, this sounds like the same person, but I really don't know the song. I don't really know what the song's called or who's singing this song. So now, pretty much since my discovery of knowing this is Kylie, this is her songs, I've also been around her forever, so I should know these kind of songs. I've been going backwards and kind of listening to some of the songs, like, oh yeah, I do remember that song. Oh yeah, this is okay. So this came from this album. This came from this album, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, and ever since getting into her from Fever, I have been obsessed. Loved pretty much all her albums. I've just love it. So here we are with Light Years, and Light Years actually is one of the albums that I am going backwards and listening to. So I do know like maybe four songs from this album, including some of the ones I didn't really think I knew, but once I've heard the melody, I was like, oh, I have heard this song before. So so this is my another attempt to kind of go after or songs in the past or albums in the past I'd never really gotten to, that I knew the people but I never really got into the songs or the specific album. So here I am doing that pretty much with the Michelle Branch album review I did. So this is pretty much the same thing. I am very impressed with this album. Honestly, think that this. I'm surprised no one made a video about this album being a prequel to her 2002 or 2020 album Disco. This completely is the prequel to to her disco album. Like, she pretty much wanted to do a more disco direction with this, and this is her first time. This is her comeback from coming in back into pop after doing the 1997 Impossible Princess, which is her way of being experimental, doing more of an indie kind of Kylie, as the media was calling her, and didn't really go so well. It's definitely liked inside the cult following and the fan base. We definitely like it in the fan base, but the commercial success wasn't that great. So after that, she pretty much ended her contract with this Disconstruction and BMG in 1989 or 1998, and then she moved into a kind of like hiatus space where she was doing a lot of collabs and doing like kind of tour around with some songs and doing songs with other people. And one of the people that she decided to do a song with was with the Pet Shop Boys, and their song called I have such bad handwriting right now. In Denial. So pretty much it was called In Denial, and they were part of this record company called Parlophone. So she pretty much got signed up for that, and with the direction of that, she's like, I want to go back to pop. Obviously, that's where my strengths are, and I want to go back to that. And she wanted to use three keywords to kind of form this album, which was poolside, disco, and cocktails. So that's pretty much amazing. And so hearing that and going into the album with that thought, with all that in mind, this is exactly what I think it sounds like. It sounds exactly like that. I'd like to point out the Spotify version of this album has one song that's not really supposed to be the main song. It's not supposed to be the lead song to the album. It's not supposed to be the first song. So Password featuring Douglas or Johnny Douglas is pretty much a hidden song that or hidden track that's supposed to be for this album, coming after all the main tracks. So, but apparently Spotify decided to put it up as the first song, which kind of throws off the whole idea, but at the same time it doesn't at the same time. I definitely understand that Spinning Around definitely sounds more like the beginning of the album, but Password is not too bad to start off with either. I love it. I love the sound. It sounds very upbeat. Kind of gives me that kind of groove is in the heart kind of sound. Spinning Around was her first single to this album, and it was actually co-written with Paula Abdul, who actually wanted to use it was going to originally use it for her own album, but decided to give it to Kylie instead. So this song's really fun. I love it. I love the music video, the iconic kind of gold shorts and everything that she's had, and it's amazing. It's complete disco, and it's a very fun song. On a Night Like This is the next song, the second single to this album. I really, really love it. I feel like it's pretty much just kind of, it's like, it embodies everything about the 2000 dance kind of sound, electronic dance kind of direction, and I definitely hear it. It's like that weird space where like 90s, the end of 90s electronic dance going into 2000s kind of direction, kind of space it fits in. I really love it. Now going to the songs I definitely haven't heard before is So Now Goodbye. This one pretty much talks about how a relationship's going well and it doesn't, and so she's pretty much saying goodbye to it. It has a good little, I love the production in this one. It sounds very, I think the majority of the song sounds pretty upbeat. She pretty much feels like the first half of the album is very fun and very just she's having a good time, and then the other side of the album kind of refocuses back on the album of the topics of the album. Still having fun, but kind of more honed in, because we end it with Light Years, which is an amazing song. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of these songs I'm going to like. A lot of the songs I like. And I started a good portion of the album, because I really do like it. And this is really coming from not being biased at all. It's kind of coming off from, I literally just going to listen to it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't, you know? And so I definitely feel like a majority of the songs I really like. I love Disco Down. I think that one's really, really fun. I think it's so disco. It's perfect. Love Boat's a really fun song. It kind of sounds like a Yacht Vibe meets kind of sitcom theme song in a weird space. And I really like it. It's completely just fun. Cuckoo is another one that's very upbeat and very bright production, and it's very fun. I'm pretty much going to say it's fun, and a lot of these songs are fun. Disco Needs You is so good. I love it. It was released everywhere but the UK, so apparently they've seen it as not a gigantic success and commercial success, which is bullshit, because I think it was. It is really amazing, and there's a spoken bridge that is originally in French, but she actually has it in different languages and different versions. So there's one where the spoken word is in German, there's one that's spoken word in Spanish, there's another one that's spoken word is in Japanese. And you really don't, and I felt like, from what I understood, you kind of just got which one you got, you know? You didn't really know which one you're going to get. Mostly you would get this French one, but there's ways to get the other one too. Please Stay is actually a song that I came across 3 years ago, and it was just because I was listening to a full-on Kylie radio, and I listened to it. I was like, really like this song, and I feel like that was a hint to me realizing, I was like, oh, I had never actually gave Light Years a chance. Like, not a full-on chance, I should say, because there's still songs like that where I was just like, oh, I like this song. Oh, it's from Light Years? Okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, I need to get into Light Years, because obviously I'm collecting songs that I definitely remember or do like. Bittersweet Goodbye is the next song, pretty much talking about her ex-boyfriend named Michael Hutchins. I'm not pronouncing that right. Anyway, he passed away, and the song is so beautiful and so it really pulls at your heart too, because just like the things that it feels like to me that she's talking about seeing him in her dreams, and pretty much just like say one night to last as long as possible, because she knows that when the dawn comes, she'll wake up and he won't be around, kind of thing. And it's a really beautiful song, and it takes its time in a most delicate but vulnerable direction. I love it. Then we jump right back into the dances inside the fun things, and we have Butterfly, which is a song that I have heard as a kid, and I didn't really notice it was her until now. Well, looking back, I think, yeah, until now, technically. Because I was like, oh, I know this song. I used to hear this on the radio, and I really love it. It has a kind of a modern disco, or I should say, early 2000s disco, mixed with kind of like that kind of just gay pride production kind of like direction. I don't know why, but I can completely hear this at a gay pride festival. Under the influence of love. This one is really fun. I love the strings in this with the I don't know, like it feels like a lot of things. One of the many things I like about Kylie is that she doesn't shy away from being playful, and nor in her production and her music kind of plays along with it. They go along for the ride with it. I really love that. So I love the fact that there's a string part that goes kind of thing in the middle of it. It's kind of random, but I also feel like it adds a lot of fun to it. I know that I'm So High is on here. I do like it. I did not start it. I think it's good, but I feel like it didn't pull me as hard as the other ones, which is not really saying much, because I like pretty much the majority of the album. Kids is another one that didn't really pull me, and I feel like it never did pull me. I think the reason is because it's more of it feels like more of a Robbie Williams song with Kylie adding on to it. And I feel like I love Robbie Williams, but I also think that I haven't really invested a lot into his full-on albums. There's only been technically 3 albums that I actually invested in, but even those albums, I kind of had to take some of what I liked and leave the rest, kind of thing. I think it's just a genre that I have to like, that I'm not really big on. Like, I like rock, I like those kind of rock pop direction, and kind of stadium pop too, or stadium rock too, but I feel like I have to be in the mood for it, and I guess I wasn't in the mood for it for today, and I haven't really been for a while with this song specifically. But I do love the energy that they both bring. They definitely collab very, very nicely. So I'll give it for that. And this is also the third track or single to the album. And then finally, one of the best songs, Light Years, which is a perfect ending to this album. It brings you full circle with the space kind of like talk about light years and everything, and you're boarding onto a spaceship with Kylie, and pretty much it is her spaceship. And one of the things that the production's amazing, and it ends with "Thank you for flying, KM Air. We hope you had a pleasant flight. Please fly with us again." Love it. I love it when albums knows that what they're involved with in their topic of album, and they kind of low-key kind of break the fourth wall, with the same time kind of adding more metaphor ending to let you know this is the end of the album, and I'm bringing it full circle kind of thing. I love it when albums do that. I think it's so fun. This also is the first time she says, "My name is Kylie," and there's a whole story to that. Fast forwarding to 2016, where Kylie Jenner was thinking about doing a thing where she was like, "I want to trademark my name so I can put it on my makeup and everything, blah, blah, blah." And so she tried to trademark Kylie, and it didn't really go so well, because Kylie's like, so Kylie she found out like, there's a Kylie Minogue, and she's like, okay, so she's trying to fight against it, like trying to convince Kylie to let her trademark it, which is bullshit. But Kylie responds on a Twitter thing saying, "My name is Kylie." Bam. And referring to this exact song, pretty much saying like, no, I have been around way longer than this, way longer than that. You cannot take Kylie, because you're not as big as I am. You don't have longevity as I have. I've worked my ass off to be this, so no. And I think it's great. I think it's a well-deserved thing that I'm glad that she stuck to her guns about it. Anyway, I really like this album. I think it's amazing. I'm gonna come off biased, but I don't really care because it is my show. It is my video. So I'll give it a complete 10 out of 10. I really love it. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you have a history with Light Years, or you have a history with Kylie. Please let me know. I would love to hear more Kylie fans talk more about it if you can inside the description or the comment section. So thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification button, and I will see you all in the next video.